I think it's finally time for me to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. And may I say, this season was the definition of absolute cinema. Now, I recently just finished Season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Yes, I know I am late. You don't have to remind me, and if you do remind me in the comment section down below, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. And then I'm gonna hug you. It's a win-win. All jokes aside, I just recently finished the season, and honestly and truly, I have to say, there are no bad episodes whatsoever. And may I also say, this season in particular is cemented in the Internet Hall of Fame. What do I mean by that? This season from February to March, I kid you not, I've seen memes, I've seen references, I've seen art referencing fights in this season. From Noya smacking the shit out of Chozo with his pillow punches, to Maki slaughtering the Zenin clan and getting Kill Bill references, to Higuruma and his stress. I mean, I know a lot of people can relate to that one. That's probably one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest one, other than Noya. This season had so much influence on the internet, it is insane. I've seen football players using the Noya reference on their team pages to hype up their teams, to hype up their fans. For example, the Texans played the Steelers in the NFL playoffs this year and beat the living shit out of the Steelers. And this is what they posted. I honestly can't put into words how generational this season actually was. Like, there were so many references on the internet from this season. After watching it, I'm surprised that there aren't more memes out there from this season, because there's a lot that I've seen in this season that was literally meme worthy, that just wasn't all over the internet like the Noya fight or the Higuruma meme. If that post wasn't enough, here's a post of Cash App using a JJK reference. As a matter of fact, I'll read it out to you. It says, "Now that JJK is over for the year, you have no excuses to avoid doing your taxes." They use JJK to promote doing your taxes. If this is not a sign of just a generational season, I don't know what is. I can say it a million times over, but the influence that this season has had on the internet is insane. Literally had the entire internet in a chokehold, and probably will still have the internet in a chokehold because of how meme worthy this season is. And honestly and truly, I feel like this is going to carry on into 2027, and now I can only imagine the amount of memes, the amount of clips, the amount of references that they're gonna pull from season 4, because this is only part 1 of the Colon Games. I don't know how many parts there's gonna be. I've never read the manga, and I heard the Colon Games is a very, very beefy arc in the story of JJK, so I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I know part 2 is going to be a fucking banger. Now, there were no bad episodes in season 3 whatsoever, in my honest opinion. Some other people might say otherwise, because of course episode 3 of this season, a lot of people had mixed opinions on it. It ended up coming out to 7.7 on IMDb. I think it was this low because, you know, some people might not like the narrative driven episodes, but you really needed this episode to understand what the fuck was going on. Even then, I know a lot of people still came out of this episode not understanding what the fuck was going on, because I had to pause it and rewind it to read certain things, because either they were speaking too fast or shit was just popping up on the screen too fast, just like it did in the movie, which the movie showed the first 3 episodes, and I seen the first 3 episodes already, and I already knew that the shit on the screen was moving too damn fast, so I needed to pause it. I can understand why people had issues with this episode, but to call it bad or it's a 0 out of 10 or whatever the case may be, I don't agree with that. You really needed this episode to understand what the fuck is about to happen, the point system, how the Colon Games is going to work, what are the objectives of Yuji and the others, and what their plans are going to be for the Colon Games. Who are they going to recruit? Where are they going to go? How are they going to split up? Because there's multiple colonies. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, there are multiple colonies within the Colon Games. So yeah, there's a lot that you have to understand within this episode. But after that, man, this shit went up. You had the Maki versus the Zenin clan, and she literally dogged the fuck out of the clan and also smacked that fucking fried Noya. I can't stand Noya.
I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
And I'm going to tell you why. That man is so arrogant, bro. He's so arrogant. Talented, but arrogant. And that's why he got his ass kicked. I kid you not, I always tell my friends in the Discord that Noya is a fucking fraud, and I always get grilled for it. You guys might even grill me for saying that Noya's a fraud, and I'm going to say it again to whoever's a Noya fan. If you don't like it, fuck you and fuck him.
I am going to remind you in advance that I'm very sorry, and I apologize for the inconvenience of me not giving up
I'm just kidding. Please don't take that serious. Like the video. But yes, I'm so glad that Maki did what she had to do to make Megami the head of the clan, because honestly and truly, the Zenin clan was just such a fucking headache. I swear to you, I know they're one of the strongest families in the show, but god damn, their arrogance was just insane. From that episode on, it was just up. The fights, the choreography of every fight was just so amazing. Like, I literally had to sit up and watch it. The hand-to-hand combat, watching Megami go hand-to-hand with Reggie was fucking insane. Watching Yuta going hand-to-hand was insane. It was crazy, man. Watching Yuji grow as a Jujutsu sorcerer, man. Like, just watching the development of every character, every main character that we have seen, from Yuji to Megami to Yuta, who is the fucking MVP of this entire season. I even said it when I came out of the movie that he is the MVP of the movie. I already knew he was going to be the MVP of the season. Now, did I think the final fight, the final episode was going to be that fucking good? No, I did not. The final episode of season 3 was literally a fucking masterpiece. It was so great that it earned a 9.9 out of 10 on IMDb. And I honestly and truly, it should be a 10 out of 10. Whoever made it a 9.9 out of 10 was being an asshole, because this episode was genuinely, and I mean genuinely, perfect. The fights, the way Yuta utilized his ability to copy techniques, bro, he outsmarted these old ass sorcerers. So it was just so crazy to just witness the greatness that is Yuta. And my friend said something crazy, and honestly, it's actually insane that he said this. He said, I'm glad this isn't Yuta show, because I swear this shit would have turned into Dragon Ball Z. And honestly and truly, I wouldn't say it would have turned into Dragon Ball Z, but goddamn, who's beating Yuta until Gojo comes back or Sukuna comes out? Watching this season showed me how fucking insane Yuta is. And I knew Yuta was insane from the movie, but watching him in this season and watching, I'm a anime only when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen. Watching Yuta fold sorcerer after sorcerer after sorcerer, the way he did Yuji, the way he just came in cold-blooded, the way he came into the Sendai colony, straight up murked somebody, then took out 3 other people. He got the roast motherfucker off twice. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. Now, there's one fight that went under the radar that not a lot of people really talk about, not that I've seen on the internet, and that fight is Megami versus Reggie. That fight was just pure art. It was just pure art. Now, I've never seen an ability where somebody just pulls receipts off their body and just random objects just fly out the fucking receipts, but Reggie had a very, very unique ability, and I actually really liked it because it gave Megami a crazy ass challenge. And I really liked how Megami was able to outsmart Reggie in the end, because I swear I did not think that fight was coming to an end anytime soon. I thought it was going to last longer than it did, but when they went hand in hand, I had to stand up, bro, because this is when I knew Megami really wanted this shit, bro. Megami really was standing on business this season, bro. A lot of people do not talk about that fight. I don't see a lot of people talk about Megami versus Reggie, Megami and Panda versus I'll always butcher her name, but Kirara, is that how you say the name? Nobody talks about those 2 fights. Megami had to fight some weird sorcerers, bro, and he just didn't get enough credit in the season. Like, Yuta deserves a lot of credit in the season, but I think Megami deserves a lot of credit as well, bro, because he definitely got overlooked in this season. But man, I know you guys are waiting for me to give a rating on this season, and I don't think a lot of you are going to agree with my rating. Like I said, there are no bad episodes. This was absolute cinema. I loved the choreography of the fights. It literally was movie tier all the way through. Every fight was movie tier. The animation was movie tier. The story build up, the stories of all the sorcerers, old and current sorcerers, learning the different abilities, getting to see like the different abilities. These abilities that were in this season are way, way, way more unique than what we've seen in past seasons. But I'm going to say this. Do I think it's better than the Shibuya arc? Of course not, because it's not finished. I have to give this season an 8.4 or 8.5 solely because it's not finished. I hate that they didn't do a full-on 24 or 30 episode season. Again, I don't know how long this arc is in the manga. Somebody let me know how many chapters long this is in the manga, but from what others told me, this is a very beefy arc, so I can understand why they're doing it in parts. But damn, man, if they gave us the complete arc, bro, like the entire thing, this shit probably would be like a 10 out of 10, 100%. Just this part alone, peak. It was so great. No bad episodes, bro. No bad episodes. I like that this season actually made me think. There was times where I thought about things harder than I should, and there's some times where JJK makes you think harder than you should have to think about certain things when you're watching the show. But overall, this season was just fucking dope, and I think an 8.4, 8.5 is pretty solid, because for me, the Shibuya arc is definitely like a 9.6, 9.7. I can't even give it a 9. I can't give the season a 9 because it's not not the complete arc. Now I will rate this arc completely when we get the complete arc, but right now for this to be like the build up to what's to come, bro, this was perfect. I loved it. I have nothing bad to say. There's some times where I just have like some negative things to say or some like cons about certain things, but this right here, bro, this thing, I have nothing bad to say about this season. It was peak. It kept my interest. I loved it. I hate that I didn't finish it when everybody else finished it, but I'm glad that I did get to finish it. And man, I'm glad that I got to see that final episode because it was beautiful. That was art. Gigi, you cooked up. You cooked up. I can't even lie. Mappa, you cooked up. This was straight movie tier. I loved everything about it. But shout out to Jujutsu Kaisen. This is literally my favorite new gen. I guess you could still say it's a new gen anime. And man, can't wait for season 4. I'll be there. Hope you will too. But you guys let me know what you think about season 3 in the comment section down below. I really want to read everybody's opinions on this season and see what you guys have to say. But how do you feel about my rating? Am I being too harsh, too low, too high, in the middle, neutral, or you just don't give a fuck? You just like the video, like that video. But anyways, guys, it's like I always say, it's your boy Ashafumis. I'll see you on the next one.